Morning, folks. I hope this stream goes alright because a couple of seconds before I had to go there, Restream kicked me out. And it appears to have shut the stream down because there was plenty of yous in the stream. Okay, well, I'm glad to see yous are all back. Maybe just the chat that's no right. Sorry, folks, I might not be seeing chat this morning. Because at this point in time, I'm only the first two people on the door. And when the stream went down, there was plenty there. So about 20 seconds there before I was about to kick off, a Restream shut down and had to log back in again. Unbelievable. But people are starting to pile back in again, so that's good. Let's get the Facebook on board. Right, that's Facebook on board. And we're climbing, numbers are climbing nicely, as I say. Sorry about that. The stream just shut down. Don't know what the hell was going on. They said to log back in again. But I see there's over 70 years here now. Good morning, Melanie. How are you? Now, as you can see, my co-presenter, Charlie Cat, is paying keen attention this morning, as usual. And he'll be contributing as usual amount, which will be bugger all, except for maybe getting up off that table and try to get in my lap or jump down. Right, now, interesting stories in the paper this morning, folks. I'll just give a few Marys a minute to get on before we start. And the first three publications, unionist publications that are printed here in Scotland, are fucking trolling us this morning. And I mean trolling us. But we're nearly there. Good morning, Stella. Good morning, Christina. Good morning, Kerry. Morning, Stephen. Morning, last Braveheart. Morning, John. Scroll up a bit. Good morning, Gordon. Morning, Neil. Morning, Heather. Morning, George. George. Mark. John. Akies. DJ Marcy Moo. Mark Telfer. Stevie Bankier. Akies again. Right, let's polish back down this morning. Good morning, Peter. Morning, Doug. And on the Facebook team. Morning, Margaret. Hey, when are they not trolling as DJ Marcy? That's a fair statement. Anyway, let's get this underway. It's Andy Truck Davy out the truck at home in his office in Salisbury, North Lanarkshire, where it is a glorious morning. A lovely spring morning. I don't know whether it's spring yet or not, but it's a lovely spring morning. 12 degrees. Really warm for this time of year. Okay. So let's get this underway, shall we? Hi, Cam. Hey. Hope one and your wee mammy's alright. Give them my best. Hey! So, that's the weather forecast here. That's the weather here in Salisbury, North Lanarkshire. You might know what the weather's like with you all. Look at your own bloody windy. I did see Trump's war plans were released by text message by one drunken fucking defence minister, I believe. Anyway, here we go. Indy Truck Davy on the 25th of the 3rd, 2025. First up this morning is the Scotsman. We'll put it up for you now. Sorry about that, I had to make a couple of quick notes there. The Scotsman, let's get it up. Should be funny. It is fucking funny, actually. It's hilarious. Here we go. Half UK's oil and gas needs could be met by North Sea. Ramped up production worth 150 billion by 2050, says industry. Oofed. Ramped up production could be worth 150 billion by 2050. There's 150 billion reasons to get away from this bastard union that told us the oil was running out in 2014. Hey, where is that lying bastard, Sir Ian Woods? Ah, the fucker dealt us it'll be running out in 5 years. Now there's enough to get to power half of the UK for the next 25 fucking years. That's what I mean by fucking trolling us. But this gets better with the next publication. So let's put it up. We've started after the fucking rant. May as well carry on, eh? Next up we have the Herald. What's the other fucking prominent unionist piece of shit paper go for us this morning? Shall we look? The Herald has. North Sea can still produce half UK's oil and gas needs. Industry chiefs say investment in new projects can keep UK supplied until 2050. They don't put a value on it. But what's interesting is these two fucking rags spent 2012 to 2014 telling us we couldn't base our economy on a dwindling fucking resource. Here's a newsflash for all the fucking idiots out there. Oil doesn't dwindle as a resource. It's naturally produced by the earth and it refills itself. As for this kiss fucking shit about it being a fossil fuel, it's no. Bitumen, tar pits have been around for fucking ever, they just don't dry up. And oil wells that were ran dry apparently in Texas are fucking filling up again. But this is what you call fucking classic trolling. These two fucking rags spent 2012 to 2014 telling us that the oil was running out and it was crap. We couldn't base our economy on it. Now it turns out there's plenty of fucking oil and it's going to run on for the rest of the century. They never make 25 more fucking year. It never runs out. The ones that have already been exhausted, they can go back to them again in 50 years and start fucking pumping. But this is what you call classic fucking trolling. And I mean classic fucking trolling. These two same rags spent the 2 years between the start of the independence campaign and the vote in September 2014 fucking telling us we couldn't base our economy on oil and gas because it was fucking running out. Sir Ian Woods told us there was only enough reserves to last another 5 fucking years. Where is that lying bastard? Let's move on and see what the third rag, printed here in Scotland, is throwing us with the day. Shall we? Oh no, don't put that one up. It's the Record. So what's the rancid goat for us today? Task Force. Message to PM. Cut Scots energy bills. Right-wing red Tory war criminal called on to step in and help skint families. Cost of living plea as 1 in 3 households in fuel poverty. Company campaigners, and power firms, meaning the electricity producers, demand a social tariff. Well, that would suit two-tier fucking Keir, wouldn't it? A social tariff for the unemployed and the disabled and the sick. Well, the rest is fucking pay double to cover it. All there today is regulate the market. But there's a fucking irony in these unionist rags. Two of them telling us 150 billion worth of oil will be pumped in the next 25 years. And this one's telling us we're living in fucking poverty because there's fucking union. That's what you call getting fucking trolled. And I mean that's what you call getting trolled. Fucking mental. 150 billion worth of oil and gas. There's only 5 million years. There's only fucking 5 million years. Why are we paying the highest fucking energy bills in Europe when we're the most energy rich country in fucking Europe? Why is it if I lived in London my energy bill would be 500 quid a year fucking cheaper? Yet all the energy is produced fucking here in Scotland. Fucking please, Starmer, to cut Scots energy bills. Why don't we just cut the fucking energy off? They're not belonging cooperating then. Thanks, Stephen. Thanks very much. Your generosity is unbounded. Okay. So fucking trolled in the first three papers. Ripping the pish. Two of them telling us how energy rich we are. And the third one telling us how fucking skint we are. Wow. Get that. Talk about ripping the pish and then rubbing your fucking nose in it. Like a naughty kitten. Oh, I see that's prep Charlie cat up. Right, next up we have the Mail. And that's got an interesting story actually. Not something you say about the Mail very often. We'll put it up. What's the Daily Fail got for us today? Victims demand end to secrecy over court deals. Call for transparency over claims. Charges are being inexplicably ditched. And of course, the main headline: victims demand end of secrecy to over court deals. This is about plea bargaining. Apparently, the victims of crime don't get to know what pleas and what bargains have been offered by the state and bargains and pleas accepted by the perpetrators. Call for transparency and charges being ditched. The ones that are being ditched are breaches of social order and things like that haven't made it through the fucking courts in time, or only going to make it through the courts in time because the backlog is still there for COVID. Why is there still a backlog there for COVID? Because Westminster hasn't fucking invested in the justice system. That's why. The justice system in England, Wales, Scotland and Northern Ireland are creaking in 40 fucking bits thanks to a lack of investment. If they don't spend in England, we don't get to spend here in fucking Scotland. Here's another interesting fact for you. Of all the fines that are levied here in Scotland, only 10% of it stays in Scotland. The other 90% goes to the fucking treasury in England. Just in case you weren't aware of that, folks. But all the fines that are levied here in Scotland, 90% of the revenue stays in England. Right, next up we have the Times. I'll put it up. What's the Times got for us this morning? Bank adds to growing pains for Chancellor. Warning ageing population and tariffs. But AI could save Britain apparently, says Governor of Bank of England. So, we're ageing population. Trump's tariffs means that the economy is fucked. Fucked. Unless technology advances to the point where it can do the jobs for us. I noticed that importing people wasn't a fucking option for the Bank of England governor. We need fucking people. That's what the immigration system's for. But here these muppets are telling us ageing population means we're going to be replaced by fucking machines. We're going to be replaced by machines anyway because you don't pay machines a fucking wage. They don't need a lunch break. They don't complain. They might break down now and again, but parts are normally easy to get. So, they're all going to be replaced by machines anyway. There's a reason why the driving population out there, the truck drivers, are all old men. Because young people are now spending 3 to 5 grand to get a fucking licence to boot a job in 10 years' time because the trucks already drive them fucking selves. You're only there as a pilot. And as we know, there's self-driving bus services in Aberdeen. There's one runs from Fife into Edinburgh. This technology is being test-driven at the moment on our roads, and eventually the drivers will be replaced. So young people are not coming into an industry with no fucking future in it. And that's the way we're going to have to look at a lot of industries. I mean, a lot of medical work will be undertaken by AI in the future. Legal services will be undertaken by AI in the future. Advertising services will be undertaken by AI in the future. Guess what? These are all the fucking cornerstones of this UK economy, especially in England, where the economy is a service-based economy. Don't need people in call centres if AI can fucking do it. Don't need lawyers if AI can do it. Don't need as many surgeons, as many doctors if AI can do it. Ah well, there we have it. So, apparently more doom and gloom for Rachel Reeves and her disastrous attempt at growth. There is no growth in this economy. And I heard the BBC talking pish the other day about 1% growth. What do you mean a 1% growth? That's what there was in the first quarter. 0.1%. That's no fucking growth at all. That's flatlining, folks. Hey, John, the truck driving legend, still a driving god. The self-driving bus service will be cancelled. John, you're no old, you're 42. When I talk about fucking young, I'm talking about 25-year-olds. There isn't a long-term future in it for a 25-year-old. You might be 55, 60 when the fleet's totally mechanised. 25-year-olds, no. But you're right, you're no old, you're only 42. But you're not a young driver either. If I'm 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 and I'm looking for a job for life, driving's no it. Right, let's move on. The Scum has. Let's get a crime story. Gangster. Gang kill plot. And that is jailed hood is marked man. Rivals target kingpin Richardson. I've got no idea who Richardson is. And the idea that hoods are going after each other. Is that not what gangsters do? Apart from stealing and robbing. Go after each other. Right, the loony right-wing rag the Express has. Let's stick it up. Oh, aye. The Express has, after Russia's latest brutal raid, our correspondent in Kyiv tells US President, Mr. Trump, wake up, Ukrainians are victims. As if anybody's listening to the Daily Express's correspondent. Less than fucking 20% of the UK listens to the Daily Express. In fact, I'm sure it's even less than that. I haven't looked it up, I'm just throwing the figure out there. But what I will say is, there's nobody listening to the fucking Express's war correspondent. Oh, an inflated fucking ego, that fucking paper. Oof. Right, what's the eye got for us today? Shall we have a wee look? What's the eye got for us today? If we can find it. The eye has future of state pension triple walk questioned by red Tory MPs. Anybody surprised the way they're slashing and burning? Notice the people they're attacking, by the way, folks. They're attacking children. They're attacking students. They're attacking young people, as they claim that over 1 million of them are not in the labour market and are not looking to get into the labour market. They're attacking pensioners. They're attacking the less able, stroke disabled, the mentally ill. All easy fucking targets. All easy targets. Yeah. Too difficult to tax the fucking rich, eh? They fight back. But these people who have no voice, well, they're easy to fucking hit. Shocking. Fucking shocking. And let's take the word benefits right out of the fucking thing. There are no benefits, they're entitlements. Why the entitlements? Because we all fucking pay in, and we pay in for the social good. And our money's there for social good. It's not there for warfare. A wee bit is, but not much, because that's no big concern. We live in a fucking island. Okay. So these are the easy targets, folks. It shows you what sort of fucking bams that have been elected into power, rather than take on the big companies. Well, there's Rachel Reeves thinking about scrapping the mere 2% that they tax tech giants. That's a loss of 800 million quid to the Treasury. Apparently, that's an insignificant amount, unless it's gone to poor people, people who need it. And MPs are looking at the triple lock, are they? Let's have them fucking work on minimum wage for a couple of months. Take away their grocery fucking expenses. Make them pay their own electricity bills. Make them pay their own fucking TV licence. Make them pay for their own streaming services. Make them pay for their own transport into fucking work. Shut the bars and restaurants down in that fucking shithole. Let the MPs feel the cost of fucking living. In fact, we don't even have to change their wage. Just make them pay for shit. And they'll struggle on 92 grand a year. Well, the average wage is 26 to 28. And the minimum is 18 to 20 or 22. Well, meanwhile, the state pension that we invest in, by the way, the government's obviously badly invested your fucking money. The state pension that we all invest in through our working life is less than the minimum wage, is less than the minimum living standard set by the minimum wage. We must all be fucking daft. Because last time I looked, the National Insurance Fund has a 500 billion fucking surplus. Surplus! So why have we got pensioners going cold and fucking hungry? Unbelievable. So that's what the I's go for as a day. What's the National go for as a day? Shall we have a look? In fact, we're going to have a look. No, shall we? We're going to. The National poll, 2/3 of Scots back higher taxes for the richest. To be fair, our tax system's pretty well fucking balanced. The more you earn here in Scotland, the more you contribute. That's how it's supposed to fucking work. I have no problem with the tax I pay to the Scottish Exchequer. I pay into it for the common weal. I don't need a doctor. I'm out of education. I use very little public services, but I don't mind paying in. Because my friends, my family, my neighbours, they all need services at one point or another. None of them are leaving the hospital with a fucking bill for thousands and thousands and thousands that's going to bankrupt their families. We understand what tax is for. So the idea that 2/3 of Scotland back higher taxes for the richest, no, just fucking, if you're going to increase tax, you've got to do it across the board. Fair, equal contribution, set against what you earn and what is fair to contribute so that we can all have the public services we want. Right, camp set up in protest over universities' ties with armed firms and Israel. No doubt this will be pension funds. Right. The exclusives, the BBC almost never mentions ICJ or ICC rulings against Israel, says expert says. Anybody surprised that the propaganda arm of the UK government doesn't criticise UK government policy on Israel? Right, and apparently the SNP are back in business ahead of election. Didn't they know we were out of fucking business? Did I miss a memo? Did I miss an email or a circular tell me that the SNP had shut fucking down? Well, apparently, Swinney warns that heavy lifting will be required from his party. Heavy lifting is always required when it comes to an election. But I guess I must have missed that fucking memo telling me the party had shut down for a while. Don't know how that happened. They're still taking my fucking dues. Wow, what a stupid headline. I suppose the National's going to be guilty of that now and again and all, eh? Right, next up we have the Telegraph. What's the Telegraph got for us today? Let's have a look. The Telegraph, threat to take reform donors OBE ignites free speech row. And apparently some reform donor called Millins has to sit diversity training to keep his honour after Starmer's revenge attack. I've no idea what that's about. But diversity training for a reform knuckle dragger, that doesn't surprise me. And further down the page there, they're more interesting sub-headlines. Reeves tries to buy off benefit rebels with $2 billion for housing. $3 billion for Ukraine, $2 billion for housing, fucking millions for this, billions for that, but no money for poverty. No money for poverty, folks. Apparently they're thinking about means testing children's school meals down that road. So they already fucking did that. So they did that when you either qualify for free school meals or you don't. I didn't know there was universal free meals. And in fact, I know there fucking isn't. I know there isn't because of things like the football or Rashford and that. Whereas we feed all the kids in school to primary 5, I think it is. And then the rest of them are based on the old free dinners criteria. And we're trying to up that to feed them all. I don't think England does anything like that. And according to a leaked text from the White House, Europe are pathetic freeloaders, says leaked White House text. Who gives a fuck what the White House is going to say at this time? Unfortunately for the US people, they have elected a nut job who has made the US a fucking rogue state. A rogue state which blackmails other nations into submission or tries to economically cripple them into submission. So who gives a fuck what the White House is going to say at this point in time? And I see that the fucking regulars down there in Westminster don't intend to stand by our European neighbours when it comes to tariffs. It would appear they're trying to wriggle a deal to avoid tariffs. That ain't going to happen. It doesn't matter what Trump says today. No matter what he agrees today. First time Starmer says something that doesn't like the tariffs will hit a ton of fucking bricks. If they go down this line with Trump, then he's going to leverage everything they fucking can at them. Everything. And that includes your NHS, folks. That includes the NHS. We did try to warn people. We did. We told them that Brexit was coming. We told them there'd be a Bojo Prime Minister. This was on 2014 day. You think we'd have had a crystal fucking ball? We didn't need a crystal ball to see the direction of travel down that fucking road. And across Europe. As the right started to flex its fucking muscles. Called Dancing Raver, you're on the naughty step. Don't burn your arse on the way up. On the candle. I mean, we told them this was happening. We told them this will be your future if you vote this way. But because of the fucking might of the media, they didn't believe what was in front of their own fucking eyes. You didn't have to be a long-term political analyst to be able to see what was fucking happening. It was clear as day what was happening. That England, who are traditionally right-leaning, were moving further to the right, and further to the right, and further to the right. And now we see the consequences. We've got a so-called Labour government who's punching down on the least of us. The fucking least of us. Wow. Fucking wow. Right, so we see this. What we see if the Star can cheer us up a little this morning, shall we? Okay, let's pop up Star and see what it's got for us today, shall we? Well, no, shall we? I'm fucking going. Here we go. One of the days. Slug-hating North Korean enemy of the state, Alan hits out at crime show. Titch, wisteria, hysteria. And it's got Alan Titchmarsh looking like a garden fucking gnome. I didn't know he was North Korean, I didn't know he was an enemy of the state, and I have no idea what wisteria is or the hysteria about it, and I have no fucking inclination to go and find out. None. So, if this story floats your boat, then you guys can go and find out about it. Or, if you watch TV, you might already know about it. Because it does say TV crime show. As you know, folks, I don't do TV. I'm not interested in it. A bit of YouTube. If I want to catch a news clip or something like that. But I don't do TV. I don't see the point in TV. That one-eyed monster in the corner spends all day telling people in Scotland how inadequate they are, how shite they are, how crap everything is, how poor we are. Just fucking turn that off. Your life becomes better. And find better sources of information. Well, thanks, Ali. Thank you very much. I've been doing it for 9 years now, 10 nearly, I think. 2015 I've been doing it for, so I'll keep it up. It's become a habit, actually. It's like smoking or drinking or coffee. It's a habit. Okay. Right, folks. That's what I've got for you this morning. As I say, the 3 of the unionist publications, which are specific to Scotland, are throwing the shit out this morning. And I mean throwing the shit out is. But that's it for today. The other one I'll be on with me tomorrow morning is I fire the headlines at him as he stares back blankly at us. But hey, it makes for good comedy sometimes. So that should be interesting. I'll wait and schedule tomorrow's programme. And they'll see you at 10:30 a.m. tomorrow morning. Don't be late. You know you're waiting a fucking naughty step now. And of course, co-host Charlie Cat will be showing his usual interest in the show. Alright. So say bye, Charlie Cat. You like this deal, what more can you ask for? Look after yourselves. Thanks very much for your kind contributions to the Food Bank Fund today. Any new viewers that don't know, any money that the channel makes goes to food banks. And thanks to the community here, we've given away thousands and thousands of pounds to help the communities here in Scotland. But hey, they say, if you want to help the channel, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It all helps with advertising revenue and money to food banks. And as you know, folks, you're very generous. Your contributions are phenomenal. Which reminds me, it took me to the 20th of this month to get last month's capital out the door to food banks. Last month's contributions out the door to food banks. Because the people can't manage their requests, especially the people want to give them money. Strange one. Anyway, it's the 25th today, so we're due the money in for YouTube tomorrow, and I'll go on to getting it distributed across the Central Belt again, because we've been right around Scotland, and now we're back in the Central Belt. That's amazing, folks. You have helped every single region in the country. Every single one. There is not a community or a region that's been missed thanks to you guys. And we'll start doing it all again after tomorrow. Just say Central Belt this time. I think I'm going to start in North Lanarkshire again. Then we'll move into Glasgow, move across to West Lothian, into Mid Lothian, and it's right across the Central Belt, across to Fife, because we've just done Stirling and Clackmannanshire, and that'll be the Central Belt covered again. Okay, look after yourself. Who was that, Charlie? Charlie Katz woke up. See you all tomorrow morning. Don't be late.